So let's talk a little bit about the blender, and how like kind of the nitrogen plays into with the blender, because that's also something that Jace put up as a video last week. The blender plays an instrumental part in how you use nitrogen to make fuse modular frames, which we teased in the advent calendar. If you played the Fixmas event, which ended yesterday, you're gonna need nitrogen in order to make fuse modular frames essentially in the blender, because it's made in the blender, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
And we showed the cooling system, right, in the gases. Yeah, we showed it in the gases video.
Yeah.
Yeah, so both of those are made in the blender.
Cool.
With nitrogen as well.
Awesome. We didn't show the cooling system before the video last week, right? I don't think so.
No, it was revealed, in the guest video. Yeah,
cool.
Exactly.
So that's another part, you guys. There's still more parts coming even that we haven't showed yet. And yeah, I'm just gonna reiterate also the blender stuff that we released 2 weeks ago. We released a teaser for that. We talked on it on a stream. We haven't put this in a video anyway, or put the information out there. But yeah, the blender takes multiple fluid inputs. It has it has a big centrifuge. I don't know why that is a point in my notes here. And the fuse modular frames will be built in it. And like we teased last week, that requires another resource and buildings, and that was the gases that were revealed last week. And something that we haven't talked about yet, and we'll probably wait a little bit more before we unveil this stuff. But the blender plays a pretty centrifugal part in nuclear refinement and stuff like that, and how the new nuclear stuff will work. And I don't think we'll talk too much about that today, because there's still juicy, interesting stuff with that. So we'll kind of tease that leading up to the coming weeks. Is there anything interesting with the blender you feel like is cool to bring up, Mark?
I think the main things that we haven't mentioned yet is that it's unlocked in tier 8.
Okay, yeah. Well,
so... Yeah. To get specific there, like the resource well stuff is unlocked in tier... Wait, did I say tier 8 for the blender?
The blender, yeah.
I meant tier 7.
Okay.
So it's unlocked with bauxite refinement.
Right.
That milestone that already exists, where you get like the aluminium ingots and alkyd sheets and stuff like that. And we're kind of revising that whole thing. So with tier 8, we're also revising tier 7, of course. And the blender is going to come with the bauxite refinement, but it won't actually be used for the bauxite refinement.
Mm-hmm.
But it will be used for a lot of important milestones after you get like your basic aluminium parts running, and you can unlock those further milestones. And the reason that we're unlocking it in that early milestone is because we want players to have some freedom in which milestones they select, because most of the important milestones afterwards need the blender to make their parts that they are unlocking.
Gotcha.
To kind of give them a bit more of like an open-ended progression option there, where you can actually have more freedom of choice of which parts of the progression you want to continue with. We are unlocking it early on.
So it kind of becomes like part of the whole like rebalancing thing with tier 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.